Part 2: The Journey. After a major political event known as the Consortium of the Tribes, Orakion's many Orcish clans established a central council to rule over all of them, paving the way for the Orc nation to gain superior influence and cohesion by ending territorial disputes and focusing the race's efforts on the building of a more prosperous nation. They followed the path of all civilizations born in the land of Orakion, of course. They discovered ancient artifacts buried in the sand that allowed them to perform wondrous magic, and they wondered what else they could find if they just dug deep enough. High King Wykar did what any ruler would do when finding a magical structure larger than anything his civilization ever made: use it. A few members of the Central Council opposed triggering the arcane cannon for fear of prophetic curses. But the warnings of history and prophecy are fickle in comparison to the freedom of the present moment. What happened after Wykar fiddled with the intricate mechanisms of the primordials was an absolute catastrophe, as expected. The same dark wave washed over Orakion, thrusting the Orcs into near extinction and immediately killing those who were too close at the time. Those that survived the grim shockwave, about a third of the total population before the disaster, soon became acquainted with the devastating aftermath it leaves behind. Infertile soil, auras of misfortune, psychic energies capable of blasting sanity away, and a plethora of similar curses. If they wanted to maintain their survivor status, fleeing Orakion was the only option. The remaining question was how they would do that, as most other races despise the Orcs and would probably kill them on sight. The other option was to cross the Kyr Mountains to the north and venture into a completely unexplored land. With both prospects being terrifying, the remaining Orcs were deeply divided and disorganized. Out of the shadows, a charismatic and valiant figure emerged to lead them, although not everyone agreed with her decision. The daughter of High King Wykar, Thytak, was one of the few Central Council members to disagree with her father and decided to leave the capital along with her most ardent followers, sheltering themselves and anyone who would listen to their reasons within a hastily built bunker teeming with abjuration runes. Thytak thought that the best option was crossing the mountain range to the north, because life as slaves of other races was not a worthy destiny for the proud Orcish children of Orakion. Some agreed, others disagreed, but in the end, most were desperate enough to follow her into the frost, and with the exception of a few groups that decided to travel south to the humans, or east to the dwarves, they equipped their warmest and sturdiest leather clothes and began the odyssey that would take them to their new home.